So this is a video response to my fraternal twin's transgender. Um, well, after watching her video, I do not know how I feel about it. Um, I mean, yes, we've shared a room for 19 years, and then I moved away to college and started finding myself. But I mean, there is no way I'm getting rid of my old identity. I'm still the same person as I am that I was like 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. It's just my physical self that's changing. Like deeper voice, um, a little bit more manly-ish body, as like facial structure. You can kind of see that it's a little bit more masculine. Got a little bit of a mustache and a little bit of a beard, sort of. I don't know if you can tell. And a much deeper voice. And like my body has changed quite a lot out of the 6 months I've been on testosterone. Um, but I am at no means getting rid of any old identity. I I'm still the same person as I was before. It's just most people that know me before I started transitioning, it's more of like everybody has to change their old perception of me. Everybody assumed that I was female. Society assumed I was female because I had either long hair, long permed hair. I was a little bit feminine. Like I have like boobs or a chest or whatever, and I was dressing girly or whatever and whatnot. But it was to appease society, and it was something that I felt was mm, I felt like it was something that I had to do because I was born a certain way. I have to fit this role, or I had to be a certain way because of how my body is or how my body was and everything. And that's just, society. And it's kind of like not how I see myself. Um, she mentioned the person that she knew before was just like how I was before was like, and me like giving that up was like disrespectful and a slap in the face, and like however she felt didn't matter. Um, okay, well, you know, pause, take a step back. I didn't even think about how I felt, like, um, how much I've struggled with my gender identity and who I was. Like, I did not see myself growing up as female or male. I was just in existence, and yes, for the most part, I was labeled as a tomboy, but I mean, I did not at any way, feel like I was female. And all throughout high school, um, you know, it was really tough for me. Like, it was, I don't think I would ever go back to those days. I don't ever want to go back to those days. I've constantly thought about, you know, um, not existing in this world. Um, Even when I was as an undergraduate in high school, I mean in college, um, I at any point do not want to be female. Um, I never really saw myself as female. It was just something that I had to try to fit in. It was something that society put upon myself that I had to try to be. And I didn't want to fail like my family, and I didn't want to fail like my mom or anything. Like I didn't want to be different. I really tried. Like I really tried really, really hard, like especially my freshman and sophomore year. But near the end, I realized that it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't me, and I I would I would rather not exist if I had to be female. And when I came upon that realization, I knew that I had to pursue transitioning, that I had to pursue getting hormones and all that, you know. Um, it wasn't ever an easy battle for myself. All this wasn't ever easy, and I was always in fear, thinking that you know I'm I know I'm the black sheep of my family. Like, of course, out of all my siblings, I'm darker skinned than the other two. And even though I'm oldest by 1 minute, like, I've always, um, I always liked females more than I like guys. And that was, different. As so my sister pointed out in her video, that I was like, I don't want to talk about guys, rah rah rah. But it was like, I mean, I really, I mean, this just wasn't my thing, and I am who I am, and I like who I like, whoever and whatever that is. Um, I mean, it is your perception that I'm changing in a way. It's your perception. You perceive me as female, and I'm telling you that it is wrong. I'm telling you that you were wrong in perceiving me as female. I, growing up, I always felt like I was some kind of like in between. Like I didn't exactly fit in to any like gender box. Always I always felt, I always felt a little bit different, and I wasn't able to communicate that. I wasn't even able to communicate that in high school. I wasn't able to communicate that with, the family and with most of my friends. I really kept this to myself for the most part up until I came. Oh my god, excuse me. Up until I came to college and I really discovered, what I was feeling and, and what it meant. I didn't have a word for it. I didn't have a word to explain it. Um, I know as a very, very young child, I was a crybaby and whatnot. In a way, like I was always crying for no apparent reason, and I believe it was me saying that, there was something wrong, and I didn't know how to express that. I really did not know how to express what I was feeling. I remember this one time, I think I was like 4 or something, and I really took a real good look at myself in the mirror, and I knew that there was just something wrong. It's just something just wasn't quite right. Something that just didn't fit, and I started crying and whatnot, and I couldn't explain exactly what I was feeling, and I couldn't put words to what I was feeling. And again, when I was 12, when we had our family photo, and then I end up like crying for 30 minutes, um, before we actually left the house. And I remember mom saying that, you're really pretty, and, there's nothing wrong with you, and I don't know why you're crying. I don't know why you're so upset with yourself. I mean, you look really good in the dress that we got you for the family photo. And I couldn't I could not explain to the fact that I didn't who that person I saw in the mirror, I knew that wasn't me. Okay, like even those pictures I had posted on Facebook and that I had since took down, it's the same concept. I felt like that person isn't me. And it's like certain people aren't seeing me for me. And that's the reason why I took them down. Because of the comments I had on those videos. Or moreover, those photos. I didn't like those comments. And I feel like they weren't directed to me. It was directed towards the idea of me. The idea of that person that they saw and not of me. That it had nothing to do with me. It was just, I don't know, like the fantasy of me. And I want people to see me for me. Even though I am physically changing, I'm still the same person as I was when I was 15, 10, 7, 8, 9, 6 years old, 5, 2, like, still the same person. Like, and that's not really going to change. The only thing that's changing is the outside, the external part. The internal part is still there. Like, I'm still a good person for the most part. Like, I still like what I like. I still like pretty things. I still like painting my nails sometimes. Pretty colors or whatever. And, I really like dressing up. I like looking nice. Um, and always like kind of sort of put together as much of put together as I can. Um, but I'm I'm still myself, and I wish people can see that. I wish people can see me for me, and not their idea of me, and not their perception of me. It's just, I just ask for you to let that go.